Hey guys, welcome to another Grizzled Beagle playthrough. This is Jotsam.
This is Grizzled.
And this is Dookie Dingo.
Dark Souls Chapter 13, which is, of course, a very lucky number. So I'm expecting this to be a lucky episode in which nothing goes wrong. So let's get into it with Detective Smushy.
Yeah, new Pac-Man's looking
back
good.
in his hometown.
In West Central Lordran, born and raised.
He's sleeping.
Aw, he's asleep.
It's
Aw,
adorable.
Look at the little guy. Look at the little guy. His
Wait,
fleshy
you have an axe
exterior.
now?
Yes, I have a,
That is a halberd, sir?
yes, a
It's a
halberd.
pickaxe.
I named it Howard.
I'm gonna know. I
Howard
believe
the halberd?
that Smushy is now also a lumberjack.
He goes all night like lumberjack.
Which, by the way,
He's okay.
something to point out there, I upgraded this sword to be divine, so kind of important for this part.
Yeah. It contains half the fat.
Hmm.
Oh, I remember when Smushy ran through this area.
Yes.
He's like, oh, you guys, I remember you guys. Time to die.
His interrogation skills are slightly better than they were then.
Did you just Mario kill that skeleton?
Yes, I did.
Did it.
I think it's called Smushy Killed, though. Smushy is original. He doesn't borrow from people.
He just interrogates and then takes.
Well, they're not going to need this anymore. Obviously, they've been interrogated too hard.
Oh, stuck.
Do you think there's some part of him that's aware of what he does? He just chooses to be willfully ignorant of it, or...
What's the best way to put this?
I believe that part of him died long ago.
he interrogated that part of his mind?
Alright, do you ever listen to Bob Marley?
No, not at all.
Okay, well, the one person that I occasionally listen
I once
to.
recorded a concert of Ziggy Marley.
That's different. That's very different. Okay, Bob Marley's music sounds like he didn't write it. Somebody just recorded him while he was in the shower or something, making stuff up. It kind of has that feel to it. Watching Smushy kind of has that feel to it.
Who does reggae guitar? Who does reggae guitar in the shower?
Bob Marley does.
I do, actually.
Oh, watch out. Exploding heads.
Well, you shouldn't really worry about a thing.
Electrocute yourself.
Look, it's okay, because every little thing is going to be alright.
Smushy, get away from the exploding heads.
Do those things kind of remind you of the flying skulls from Ocarina of Time? Because they kind of remind me of it.
Do you mean the skull spiders? The skulltulas?
No, I'm talking about the flying ones that were on fire. Blue fire, green fire, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, didn't you have to put the fire out with a boomerang or something?
No, you had to put it out somehow. You could do it with a sword.
Oh, well, that's weird. I remember the two-dimensional Zeldas, the top-down Zeldas, they were the flying skulls on fire. Like, they had the 4 balls of fire around them, and you had to use a boomerang to put the fire out.
Didn't
Before
you
you could hurt them.
after you did that?
Yes. Which I'm not entirely sure how that happens. Like if I throw a boomerang at a skull, I highly doubt it's going to turn into a fairy.
Well, see, what
You don't know anything about
What happened is
science.
the skull ate the fairy, and when you kill the skull, it releases it.
That's preposterous.
You know, I actually do have a problem with animated skeletons like this. The logic of it bothers me.
What, the fact that they don't have sinews and tendons holding them together?
To a certain extent, think about it this way. I mean, okay, we take for granted they're magically controlled, right? Obviously, they're magically controlled. But if, say, they're being controlled by some higher thinking spirit, it not only has to manipulate the body itself, but every single muscle and every single motion, because it doesn't come equipped with muscles. So it's so much more work for whatever magic force is operating it. Just get a zombie, it still has muscles.
Oh, but here's the thing. Think of it like this. I mean, A, their skeletons are more readily available in this area, and 2, that's the reason that they don't act smart.
That's
the reason
true.
they don't act smart is because it takes so much power to manipulate them.
Yeah, it's like a really bad
I was under the
marionette.
impression that I was under the impression that whenever a necromancer raises a skeleton, that they are binding a soul or a demon to that skeleton, and it controls it from there. So it's not that the necromancer has to do it anymore. It's just that it's already being done by the other entity that only has to worry about itself.
Yeah, but it still has to operate the system that muscles normally would have before.
Well, so do you.
Well, yes, I do, but I'm only one body. I'm fairly easy to do that.
That's what I'm saying, though. Is like that entity is being.
I see what you're saying.
Menu action, hot menu action.
Yeah. He barbecued
It's
me a
being
little bit
controlled by a demon. It's being controlled by a demon or another bound spirit at this point. So the necromancer no longer has to worry about controlling the individual pieces.
So what you're saying is that the necromancer picks the dumbest souls or demons it can find to control the skeletons.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you really have to go for the bottom of the barrel so that you don't accidentally summon a demon smarter than you are. Can you imagine? Holy crap! That is an acrobatic skeleton.
They all are. This is a really annoying part of the game.
Apparently, that necromancer bound the soul of an Olympic gymnast. Tara Lipinski.
Gymnast.
It's Tara Lipinski. Actually, I think she was an ice skater, wasn't she? I don't remember. I don't watch the Olympics. Except for Greco-Roman wrestling. Hoo-hoo.
I
bet you do.
List of just the dumbest people in hell. Alright, let's see. We got Jimmy here. He's not been a skeleton in a while.
Well, I mean, it's pretty easy because you just find the lawyer. You find the lawyer section. You just you have a whole pool to pull from at that point.
Are you suggesting that Jimmy, after his death, has been reanimated to one of these skeletons?
No, different Jimmy. There's been more than one Jimmy.
Well, there can only be one Jimmy. I mean, Smushy.
Hold on. How do you backstab? How do you backstab a skeleton?
You don't. You backstab the bound spirit that you were talking about.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, so is you.
All right, so you know what a different question is here. So you have all these bones that could potentially be made into any form, right? Like they're being reanimated, and they don't have to go with the bounds logic. Like they don't have to go back to being a human. So why do they? I mean, it's obviously not the ideal form for combat.
Well, again, it goes back to the fact that we're not talking about intelligent demons or spirits here, or else they wouldn't be attacking so stupidly.
I guess it's like nobody tell them that they can do other things. It's a lot easier to fight them as human-sized and human-shaped. Like the skeletons with the bone wheels. What stops them from just cracking open their ribs and making their entire skeleton into a giant, sharp bone wheel instead of having to have that other piece of equipment?
Maybe they lack imagination.
So maybe that's what causes you to be a skeleton?
It's like
not necessarily. It's not necessarily lack of IQ. It's just lack of imagination.
So what you're saying is that they should actually grab two swords and become basically a spinning wheel of death.
Well,
yeah,
it would be
absolutely
effective. Maybe they don't actually want to kill me. Maybe they only want to present me with a well-balanced challenge.
Maybe they're just slacker. They're slacker demons, and they want to go back to what they were doing before they became a skeleton.
Now, I really like Jodsom's theory here, is that they're not necessarily bad. They just want you to they're trying to help you get stronger.
It's almost as though
they don't want it to be too easy. They don't want you to become complacent.
Oh, jeez.
I could kill you in one shot, but I choose to do the honorable thing and give you a fighting chance.
You seem an honorable man. Seems a shame I have to kill you. You seem an honorable skeleton. Seems a shame I have to die.
It's almost
you
as
have
though
you have not killed the necromancer.
Yeah, I know, I haven't.
Wait, I thought you. Hold on, I thought you. No. Hold on, I thought you upgraded that to holy.
I did.
Why did that skeleton reassemble?
Because he was killed by the exploding head.
Oh, yeah. That's
Maybe
correct.
if you paid a little bit of attention.
God, you sound like my wife.
Well, she can't be the only one Bee-boop what is loving.
Sweet dodge roll. Oh, that was amazing.
Smushy plans his interrogation to the T.
Iced tea?
Oh,
Ow,
headshot.
my face!
Smushy,
Ow,
you
my
have to take
lantern.
questions to those arrows.
Answer my questions.
What is that glowing thing you're holding?
Please return arrows
Where
unharmed.
were you the night of the 5th?
See, the first arrow was the question. The second arrow was just an arrow for him to send the first arrow back with.
Yeah. It's like the envelope that you include in letters
Exactly.
with the postage paid already on there.
Yeah, that was exactly it.
Here's your return arrow. Please send it to me when you're done filling out the questionnaire. He attaches
Smushy
postage
thinks
stamps.
outside the box.
If you fire an arrow across like area codes, do you have to include postage?
Oh, of course.
Well, Smushy always
Well,
says
I've never
he's,
tried it.
he's a
Intercept your
law-abiding citizen.
Which laws are we referring to here?
See? Look over
Hey,
there.
look, a friend.
Smith, that arrow doesn't have postage.
It's a dude.
The postman finds the arrow across the county lines and determines by its trajectory that it was fired across. This doesn't have postage. He tracks down the person like some weird episode of CSI and then murders him.
Have you
An eye
noticed?
for an eye.
Have you noticed that
Blood for
Smushy
a
is
stamp.
basically running through here and using all of these antique bow flexes? That's pretty much his only purpose for being down here.
I thought, oh man, oh that was dangerous. Bowflexes are sold by Chuck Norris and Christy Brinkley, so aren't all Bowflexes pretty much antiques by this point?
Oh, womp womp.
That's a little bit.
Well, Christy
that's a little bit
Brinkley is about 47,000 years old.
mean. That's pretty old. That is probably older than anyone
So-
ever.
Oh, Smushy.
Which is weird because I'm a young Earth creationist, so it's like she was around before the Earth.
Smushy fell down the hole. All right,
Aw, Smushy fell down the hole.
let's get this gecko.
Get the crystal gecko! Get the gecko! Stab
Oh,
that
God.
completely harmless thing.
Ow!
These are the most ineffective back scratchers ever.
Actually, I think he got the spot.
But it wasn't your back, that was your face and your torso.
Well, I itched there
Wait,
too.
is this a Temple of Doom?
Dr. Smushy, come here hot!
That was racist.
No, that was a quote. It's not racist if you're quoting something.
You're not allowed to
You
imitate
hate
the
Dr.
accent.
Jones.
I can, well, I mean, I have to give context. You may not get the reference if I don't give you the accent as well.
Yeah, but even the little boy who is Asian on the movie is racist against Asians. I mean, he is like the most distinct caricature of his race.
What was his name? His name was Rerun, wasn't it?
No.
All right, John. So that was a pretty good, just really insensitive Asian caricature. Can you really just tone that up a little more? I'm really needing just more, like really replace every R with an L,
Ow,
just as
ow.
much as you can. That juggled you for a
Let's imagine
second.
it's like, are you just you're talking normally? Are you sure that's what you want me to do? Yes.
Yes, can you be you but harder? Be you but
I
more
want
of
you
it.
to take your normal voice, the normal voice you talk in, throw that away, and get the character voice.
Here, here's some uncooked rice. If you could jam this between your teeth, that'd be great.
Now, you're avoiding it, but I need to know that you actually do know what the boy's name is on Temple of Doom.
It's a rerun, isn't it?
No, it's not rerun. They didn't have
Rerun.
reruns in the 30s and 40s. Why would they call him
TV had
rerun?
just been
That's like
created.
the name of a TV dog.
I thought his name was Rerun. What's his name?
You've got to come up with it. Do not help him. This is shameful. This is Indiana
I'll
Jones.
Google it. I'll Google it right now.
That is just as shameful.
What, using Google? My Google foo is strong.
Now you're being
The
more
Google is
racist.
strong with this one. Dingo has many Google Chlorians.
He is racist against Jedi.
Short round. Short round. That's his name. Not rerun.
Yeah,
It was short,
short
round.
round. Hold on.
God.
Smushy has another bow flex. Come on, Smushy, feel the burn. Chuck Norris applauds.
And Christy Brinkley.
And
with
then
her
she snaps
dusty,
in half.
dusty vagina. You better have that ring on, bro.
I'm not going down there. I was just looking.
What? It's really funny when people drop down there without the ring on. That's hilarious.
Ho ho ho! Yeah, I just go through the
Smushy
door I
sees a shiny.
opened.
Smushy sees a shiny. Gotta go for it.
Smushy is not addicted to shinies. He's addicted to blood. That's kind of the whole problem.
He's addicted
What if
to
it was shiny
interrogation.
blood?
Well,
That is a trap.
Then it counts, but
It's a trap.
it's still the fact
It's a
of
trap.
blood.
And now for one of the sneakiest bonfires ever.
I don't visit any other bonfires. I go straight through.
What?
Oh,
you
man.
don't go to the bonfire here?
It's as though you disagree with my tactics.
It's as if a million nerd voices cried out all at the same time in unison. Oh yeah, there's a illusory wall down there that he skipped. Hey, what's up, buddy?
I don't like the way he asked that. Are you a cleric or something?
There's actually a good reason for that.
Yeah, I'm aware. I've read the Wikipedia.
Because Kreslov, you're not going to see. Do you remember Petrus, the dude with the weird, like
Petrus?
fat dude with the weird bowl cut? He was kind of a chubby dude with a weird bowl cut who was back at Firelink.
Yeah,
Shrine.
I think we need to pay attention to kind of what's going on rather than the deep backstory of the character.
No, it's not
Deep
backstory. It's just other stuff he does.
Okay, look, the basics of it
Meanwhile,
is
at the Hall of
if,
Justice.
if I don't stab him to death, he flips that bridge over and kills me while I'm trying to cross it. So I'm just going to stab him to death and save myself the trouble.
Giggles the whole time.
And yes, he's connected to other people and stuff.
What did I do? What did I do?
You had answers. I had questions.
Surprisingly, that crescent axe, if I'm correct here, that crescent axe also has a holy modifier built into it.
And that crescent wrench you'll find later also has a holy modifier built into it.
Just like a Robin catchphrase.
Holy crescent wrench, Batman.
Every Robin catchphrase has a holy modifier.
Lens flare, what's up?
I think it's just a fog door. Fog door, trog
There's
door.
Bloom.
Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice, Aquaman makes a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. 'Cause he has
Hey, anybody
nothing
want
else
another
to do.
sandwich?
Boy, the Justice team are going to be really glad to have food when they get back from saving the world. I'm useful.
They
Hey
did
guys, where are
a.
you going? Is it an ocean or a lake?
Is this some sort of water-themed bad guy? Huh? Maybe Squirt Gun Man?
Maybe I can convince these sardines to jump onto this sandwich. I'll know they're dead.
Smushy has calves of steel.
He does. They're like steel
It's a good thing.
springs.
Boing! I still fail to
Smushy's still
see how
long boots.
a stab does that much damage to bones.
Because they didn't drink their milk.
Speaking of guys who drink their milk,
Yeah, he definitely had a bit. And he's dead. He exploded.
yeah, that was the Dark Moon Seance ring.
Which is a pretty generic sounding name for an item.
Because it's a pretty generic item. It allows you to have more casts, I believe. More
It
casts
lets me
for
have more
your
cats.
Stuff.
Yes!
Casts. Casts.
Yay, more cats.
Do they all want
Or
cheeseburgers?
cast.
Because that's the best.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, you're the one
you
who's
sign
constantly
your
sending
past?
me links from cheeseburger.com.
Look, it's just because it's a good aggregate of funny pictures, okay? I'm not saying that everything on there is gold. I'm just saying that they do have a lot of good stuff on there.
What Dingo's not telling you is that he spends 95% of his time on cheeseburger.com.
That's not true. I spend about 5% of my time and 95% on something awful. Because I have no life or friends outside of goons.
Oh, you're like a paid
Holy
program.
crap, this is
Hey,
the Psycho Crusher from Street Fighter. You guys aren't real.
That's
You
true.
know
We are
that.
you.
We're all Johnson. Everybody knows that.
Ah, crap,
The
exploding
resistance is
heads.
futile. Is that person screaming
Stop.
at you?
Stop exploding, you cowards.
There's another
Maybe
one.
this is a euphemism for Smushy's issues with his dad. Like
Oh.
somebody just shows up out of nowhere and screams at him and blows up.
That could be
Are
anybody.
you suggesting that Smushy's dad was a suicide bomber?
What? What? No, I meant more like it's more like a euphemism for anger, not a literal explosion. But I mean, take that as you will, I suppose.
Well, if he reads into it literally, can you really blame him? That's kind of
No,
your
I can't
shtick.
because I wasn't. You're right. You're right. I wasn't precise in my language. I apologize. I meant he was exploding with anger.
It's like literally exploding with anger? 'Cause that's
Messy. Like it's gonna get all over the walls. It's all over the carpet. You know how long it's gonna take to get all this anger out?
Anger is gooey and sticky.
Sure, there's a lot of bread boxes in here.
waka waka. Is it bigger than a bread box?
Depends on the size of the bread box now, doesn't it?
I have a 17-foot bread box. The bread I put in there is ridiculous.
It holds 42 loaves.
No, it holds one giant loaf.
This bread's going to take forever to make.
It's the normal width. It's just super long. It's like a bread snake.
You know,
It's like the French baguette from hell.
the really shameful thing
It's a
about it
bread
is
log.
that 95% of it goes moldy within a little while, and I just keep filling it.
Well, instead of doing that, why don't you just eat what you want and then give the rest to ducks?
I did until all the ducks died from diabetes.
Okay.
It was white bread.
They were allergic to penicillin too.
Oh my goodness, are you trying to give away my medical allergies over the internet? Now somebody's going to
You
try to
already
kill
did
me
that.
with penicillin.
You already did that. You did that in the other video. You and Kreslov are both allergic to penicillin.
I don't remember those
Which
things.
I was amazed. I was amazed by that. It was ridiculous that you guys could both be allergic to the same thing.
Well, we're actually, again, the same person.
Right. But wouldn't that mean that I'm allergic to penicillin as well?
No.
I mean,
No, you're the
because
other
I'm you.
personality.
Yeah, I'm the other form of Johnson, the one that isn't allergic to things that are actually trying to help him. What else are you allergic to? Hugs? Tools? Fire? Pop-Tarts?
And when I was a teenager, though, people used to toy with me by stepping into my personal bubble and watching me involuntarily back away. It was really kind of irritating.
Yeah, I would start carrying a knife.
Alright, this is another Black Knight, by the way. No counter needed for this one. I think this is the only one. Oh, good
Ooh.
God.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. I think he's interrogating you.
Right to the taint. right to the taint.
Now Smushy's tank
was
knows
kind
how
of
he
a-
makes other people feel.
That's kind of a jerk move. That's kind of a nice trap where you drop from that above room into this very enclosed space with this Black Knight who has a what is that, a double-headed axe?
Yeah, it's pretty vicious.
I'm a fire starter, twisted fire starter.
White
Ooh, a
Titanite
white
chunk.
Titanite chunk.
Ew.
Obviously superior to all the other all the other Titanite chunks.
Dingo's a Titanite supremacist.
According to some pamphlets
Hey.
you have in your closet.
Do you have a few moments to talk about our Lord and Savior, White Titanite chunk?
Alright, trying to
What is
figure
going
out
on?
how to handle this situation.
Oh,
here.
those are friends. Those are friends, and we've seen them before. Bone wheels.
Yeah, I see the spinning bone wheels. I'm kind of scared to go down there. I see the exploding heads in the distance. I'm trying to figure out a good solution to taking care of these things. First,
Bum rush.
first I thought maybe I can draw these over here by shooting them with an arrow.
Hey, what was
And-
that? Oh, I guess it was nothing.
So first I thought I must have
I
missed, and I'll
feel
try
something.
again. Yep, nothing.
Yeah, no, not a thing.
They actually floated further away. They were like, something's stinging me. Let's go over here.
Something is
Okay.
wafting.
I'm
Oh,
taking a run for it. Running. Go Smushy. Oh god.
no!
More
out, of
enemies.
the, out of the frying pan into the fire.
And then the frying pan follows you.
Oh wow.
Out of the frying pan into the
Spinning wheel
blender.
of death.
Will it blend? That is the question. Oh god. No. It did
I don't know, did
blend.
Smushy blend?
It blended so well.
You did.
Yeah, I did. So completely lucky, the number 13 didn't hurt me at all during this one.
Oh, that was unfortunate.
We're sitting here recording Dark Souls commentary and it pops up on my screen. Kreslov is playing Left 4 Dead 2. How are you doing this? You're
He got
multitasking.
bored. He's bored.
And Johnson sped up the video, so apparently he was bored as well.
Well, you know, you can only kill so many skeletons before, and then die and have to go all the way back to the beginning. Which now I do regret not hitting the next
Blasphemy.
one, the next fire.
Blasphemy.
But
Yeah. What did we learn?
What was that? I
Always
heard a
set
squeak
as much
sound.
fire as possible.
Did you kill a cat?
It
Yes.
should be noted I'm playing with a slinky at the same time, so any weird sounds that you hear could potentially be that.
and we're hoping it is not a metaphorical
walks
slinky,
downstairs.
but in fact a real physical slinky.
Oh, it's real physical, alright.
Waka waka.
You just love pushing things off bridges.
You don't?
That's really
That's
what
Smushy's favorite
that's really who
pastime.
you are in life.
Do you not like pushing things off bridges?
When was
I
it-
don't go out of my way to do it.
Yeah, but when was the last
I mean,
time
I'm
you
not gonna
turned down
say
an
I dislike
opportunity
Turned down for what?
to push something off a bridge?
Oh, that's right. You don't listen to music. I'm sorry.
You act like that's a bad thing.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Oh, I got reposted.
He just parried
He
you.
did, yeah.
No joke. How does it feel to be outswordsmanship by somebody who has no muscles or tendons,
Yeah,
ligaments?
from the way that
And
they
his
wave
brains
around
full
those
of
giant two-handed great swords, I'm not feeling too bad.
So again, they don't have any connective tissue, right? So why don't they just, I don't know, spin their hands with the swords attached to them like General Grievous from the Star Wars movie?
Well, they haven't. That
Make a
hasn't occurred to
spitting-
them yet. But
I
keep
told
talking.
you.
I
dead.
told you. Because they are the dumbest people that they could find in order to do this.
I mean, to me, skeletons really just aren't that scary. Just a normal skeleton. Like, if I'm, like, every time you go to a haunted house and there's a skeleton in there, it's like, oh man, a skeleton! I'm like, eh. It means that person sucked. That person wasn't good enough to defend themselves. They deserve death. They serve as a warning. But I'm not scared of skeletons themselves. I'm more scared of what created the skeleton.
Still
What was
nothing.
that?
All right.
If at first you don't succeed, keep doing this exact same thing.
Exactly.
Hey Frank, you got something on your face there. What is it? I don't know. Does it hurt? No, I didn't feel a thing. Alright, we'll just ignore it then.
It's okay, the dejected skeleton spinners are like, ah, I'm taking my wheel home. And then I get the opportunity to shoot them.
Smushy the sniper, man. That was awesome.
That one skeleton is going to town on the rock below me.
Oh, you're interrupting the
hates
seven
rocks.
dwarves. He was the skeleton of the seventh dwarf. Hi-ho! Oh,
Oh, explodey head.
exploding skull.
Curse you, rock.
There he goes.
What a horrible existence that is. Like, that's the moment his whole life is leading up to, is just that 1 second. And then he misses. Don't you feel horrible about yourself for that?
Not really, because
This is my chance. This is my chance. Oh.
the candle
That's
that
like
burns
going to a high
brightest
school football
burns
game.
half as long.
burns twice as it burns twice as fast.
Yes.
That's like going to a high school football game and you've got that one quarterback who's just been preparing his whole life to be the quarterback for his high school football team, and then in the middle of the pass that would win the game, you snipe the ball out of the air.
Well, I guess the exploding
Don't
head
do
is
that,
the
kids.
red leader. Is the red leader of
It was Porkins.
of the Dark
It was Jack
Souls.
Porkins. I'm going in, Porkins, cover me. Ah, boom.
Or they're the red shirt. Too.
This looks like a boss. This looks like a boss.
No.
I bet this is going to be really intense.
The fog door is the boss.
Well,
Hey,
I won
Johnson,
that one.
you do have one of those lanterns.
Yeah, I do. I picked it up earlier.
Yeah, you told me earlier you had no idea what I was talking about.
That's because I had not picked one up on the scouting mission that I did. I told you I play through each thing twice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Mm.
All right. Look
Wait,
at
you
the
played the
size. Look
scouting
at the
mission with
size
the
of this
scout?
crypt.
Uh-oh.
Well, it goes twice as fast.
And he has
Yeah,
double
it's just
jump.
cinematic.
Who's this? He looks friendly. This looks like a fun place. He's got pinatas.
Oh,
Taste-
look, he has friends.
Look at all those pinatas.
Paint me like one of your Paint me like one of your French girls, Pinwheel.
Ah, you gave away his name. Now he's mad.
No, people are gonna know my name on the internet. We have to get them.
They're like, should we do it? Yeah, we should do it. See if
Totally do it.
It's like he's the three-headed knight.
Stab.
Actually, I'm just combusting. Oh, he shot me. He shot me.
Oh,
Wow,
God.
I've never seen Pinwheel do that amount of damage to anybody ever.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Good block. Stab.
All right, that was a hard boss.
I
Onward.
regret nothing.
Oh yes, I can now kindle beyond the normal limit.
Take it to the outer limits.
Because I've always been
Oh, I got the Mask of the Mother.
towing
Oh.
that
Do not
line.
adjust your set.
Sorry, something awful thread. You're gonna have to wait a little bit longer for the giant dad build.
How about Eternity? Or buy your own game. That's my favorite amount of time.
Buying your own game. Look, eventually you're going to be able to just go ahead and respec at some point, and why not? Why not try? Just give it a shot. Maybe you'd love it.
At this point, spite is a pretty good reason.
Burning hatred.
No, not really hatred, more like amused spite.
Eternal
Johnson's
loathing?
memory is long.
I can't remember the way out of here. I'm trying to find it. It's dark. Somebody put a light in here somewhere.
It's dark and there's these souls all over the place. I don't know.
I need to
I feel
go
like they
back to
should
get
name it
my.
something like that.
I need to go back and get my 30,000 souls I dropped. Is the main thing.
What?
You remember I got killed by the skeletons?
Oh yeah.
Where were
yeah.
you? Are you
I remember
drinking?
That now. Go home, Dingo. You're
Wow,
drunk.
why am I not doing that right now?
Drinking?
Drinking?
I don't know.
Because you're a responsible adult. There's children in the house. You want to be a good role
Wait,
model?
Children?
He's-
What children?
Hey,
the
well,
ones you've been
child.
collecting in the basement. Let's not be
Yeah.
snide here.
Look,
Grizzled is
I have
actually,
to get that response down for when the police come.
And by the way, you're not even being
Grizzled is actually
discriminating.
Pennywise
Like
the clown.
3/4 of them are midgets. You're not paying any
You look,
attention.
John, like a
Hello,
duck.
little boy. Hey, I'm Ricky.
Close enough to get in the van.
Would you like some candy? You got any bourbon?
Why, yes. Yes, I do.
There's the green glow.
The
And
comforting green glow of a place where you died before.
now for the green glow of revenge.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Yeah, you guys just wait. One of these days for Dark Souls LP.
All right, that is the end of chapter 13, and in the next one, I believe, I'm not entirely sure because I never read ahead on these things, but it's Gravelord Nito, I think, that I'm taking on next.
That's real.
You believe in a
neato.
thing called love?
Yes. So join us next time for that because it's going to be really exciting, and I'll probably die more times.
All the skeletons.
Yeah.
All the skeletons.
All right, Kreslov, if you want to
Skeleton,
lead us
skeleton.
out.
Well, I guess. Alright, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe or leave a comment for Jotsam, Dingo, or myself in the comments section below. Also, be sure to pop over to our Facebook page, give that a like, and pop over to our Twitter feed and give that a follow.
Or a tweet.
If you have a particular way that you would like Johnson to commit suicide within the game, leave that in the comment section. If you have a way for Johnson to commit suicide outside of the game, well, I guess you can leave that. However, it's much less likely.
He only gets to do it once, so make it good.
Depends on how my sports team
Also,
plays.
shout out, as always, to our Something Awful thread and to our sustained viewership. Dare Arc, mainly. I'm sure we have other subscribers, but they don't interact with us. If you interact with us, we will give you a shout out.
Yeah, like the Steam group. Join the Steam group. Do it.
Steam
We play
group, yes,
TF2
Steam
and
group.
things.
Well,
It's under Grizzled
I
Beagle.
will get on TF2 eventually and play. Yes, and TF2 is free to play.
Hooray!
Hooray for
Probably
poverty.
one of the best free-to-play games ever. I don't care what anyone says. If you disagree, leave it in the comments. We will debate it. But I believe TF2 is one of the best free-to-play games.
I will
out
leave
there.
that in the comments for
It
you.
was one of the best games when it cost money. What are you talking about?
So,
yes, I bought it. I make terrible life decisions. Leave me alone.
So, Johnson, would you like to lead us out?
Pretty
you
much
just did leave this out.
just Dark Souls. Dark Souls. Dark Souls.
Dark Souls.